In this intermediate level class, instructor Kathleen Wong prepares her students for a focused listening lesson by eliciting directions from school to downtown.
How would you tell me to get downtown to start out? We're here in the classroom. Now, what do we do first?
You walk out.
Linda?
You walk out from school.
Walk out from school,
Yeah.
okay. And then where do I go? Once I walk out from school, where do I go?
Turn left.
Okay. Then what? I started at the beginning by asking them to give me directions to downtown. I was introducing the language that would be used during the tapes that they would be listening to. We're talking about listening to directions, and so what I wanted to do was get them thinking about directions, the kinds of language that they would be using or that they would have to be listening to. Carol, can you help out?
Yeah, and then continue on Stockton Street.
Continue on Stockton Street. I think she's got it, huh?
Kathy finishes writing the directions the students have given her and then moves into the practice stage of the lesson.
So you're pretty good on giving directions. I think what we need to do is practice taking the directions now, all right? What I'm going to do is play a tape for you. When we're listening to this tape, the first part that I want you to think about is what the starting point is. And the other thing is, the first time you listen to this tape, I want you to see if you can catch what the destination was. Do you know what I mean by destination?
Having reviewed the language that will be used in the listening lesson, the students are now ready to listen to a taped phone conversation in which a woman asks for directions. Kathy passes out a worksheet, explains the task, and leads the students through the exercises for the first conversation.
Are you all ready?
I'm on 3rd and Geary, and I want to get to your house. Tell me again, how do I do that?
Did you catch the starting point? Did you get the starting point?
Yeah.
Excuse me? 13 Geary. Was it 13 Geary?
30.
Oh, we got a lot of ideas here. 13 Geary.
Kathy interrupts the listening passage to check student comprehension and to provide clues when necessary.
I heard it's 30 Gary.
You heard 30 Geary.
One of Kathy's cluing strategies is to write students' responses on the board. This helps the students to focus on a limited number of answers the next time they listen.
Now,
another of Kathy's cluing strategies is to draw lines to indicate the number of words in a phrase or where the students have missed some information. The students can then concentrate on listening for that specific information the next time around.
Josephine, what did you hear?
I'm sorry, I just hear the Gary and no number.
You heard Geary and no number. Let's go back then and listen again.
I'm on 3rd and Geary, and I want to get to your house. Tell me again, how do I do that?
30. 30 Gary.
I'm on 3rd and Geary, and I want to get to your house. Tell me again, how do I do that?
1, 3.
1, 3. We were listening to the starting point and the destination, and the students were only trying to cue in on those 2 points of information. What happened was, after I played the tape, I stopped it, and I wanted to go back and check throughout the class to see how many students got that information.
2 Street, 30, and
You said it is 2 streets.
Yes.
30
Street or Avenue.
30th Street or Avenue?
I think it's Avenue. I think it's
Okay,
Avenue.
I'll leave that blank first. And Geary. Please listen to the tape again and see what you think.
I'm on 3rd and Geary, and I want to get to your house. Tell me again.
Jessica, you're shaking your head. What do you think it is now? Did you change your mind?
Yes.
What is it?
It's 3rd.
3rd and
Avenue and Gary.
there was a problem.
Having completed the first part of the task, listening for the starting point and the destination, the students are now ready for the second part, taking notes.
What I'd like you to do this time is listen to the tape and take notes. Take down the notes on the directions, all right? You ready? Everybody ready?
I'm on 3rd and Geary, and I want to get to your house. Tell me again, how do I do that?
Okay, you go straight down Geary Street.
Go straight down Geary.
I told you this time I'd go a little slower, so I'm going to stop the tape. Can I continue? You ready?
Go straight down Geary. Towards where?
Towards the Bay Bridge.
Straight down Geary, towards Bay Bridge.
And you make a left turn on Franklin Street.
Left on Franklin.
Franklin.
Don't worry if you didn't get it. Just take down as much as you can. If there was something you missed, skip a space and keep on taking taking down the rest of the directions. Okay, let's continue.
And then you can make a right turn on Clay Street.
Right on Clay.
To approximate a real-life listening situation, Kathy interrupts the passage frequently.
Right on Van Ness.
Okay, right on Van Ness.
And then a right up Sacramento.
In this way, she provides the students with sufficient time to complete each portion of the listening task.
And then a right up Sacramento?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and what's your number?
1300 Sacramento.
1300 Sacramento. Okay.
Calvin, why don't you tell me, how did she start out?
Oh, she said start on Geary and straight down, getting toward the Bay Bridge and full Finland Street.
Okay, start on Geary and what?
On a straight down on Geary, go for the Bay Bridge.
Go through the Bay Bridge?
No, toward the Bay Bridge and for the Finland Street.
Okay, go straight.
Go
Start on
straight.
Geary. Go straight.
Oh, straight down Geary toward Bay Bridge
Ah,
and full Finland Street.
it was towards?
Toward
Towards.
Bay Bridge
Okay, towards Bay Bridge.
and full Finland Street.
And what, through Franklin Street?
Yeah.
Sean, you're shaking your head. What did you get? Left turn on Franklin. So go straight down on Geary towards Bay Bridge. Oh, make a left on Franklin. All right. Does everybody agree with what we have on the board so far? You didn't hear Van Ness. Ah, okay. Let's go back and see if you can catch anything.
Straight down Geary towards Bay Bridge.
After I finish playing the tape,
And you make a left turn
I
on
can
Franklin Street.
find out from the class how much they understood. Then I played again a second time to go back over information that they may have missed. If we still are running into problems as far as their comprehension, I would play it again a third time.
Up Sacramento?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and what's your number?
1300 Sacramento.
1300 Sacramento. Okay.
Was that right? So we got everything? Okay, good. Now, I'm going to play conversation number 2. What are the 2 things you want to check for? Starting point and destination.
Destination.
Okay. Ready, set, go.
Having completed the task with the first conversation, the students repeat the task with a second conversation.
I want to go from Chinatown North Beach to 3rd and Geary.
Okay.
Starting point?
North Beach. Chinatown, North Beach.
Chinatown North Beach.
This gives the students additional practice in listening for the starting point, the destination, and in taking notes.
Destination? Union Street? Tracy, what did you say? 3rd Avenue. Oh, I hear some different ideas. All right. First one, she said 3rd and Union. And Sean, you said, do you still want Union Street? No. All right. Let's take that one out then. Destination is 3rd and Geary.
I want to go from Chinatown North Beach to 3rd and Geary.
Okay. Go up Taylor Street to Union Street.
Up Taylor to Union. Okay.
Shall I continue?
Make a right turn, and then all the way down to Van Ness.
Okay, make a right turn at Union and go to Van Ness.
Kathy uses taped conversations that incorporate clarification strategies, such as repetition and verification.
And then make a left turn on Van Ness.
Left at Van Ness, yes.
Go all the way to Geary Street.
To Geary.
Later, when she elicits the directions from the students, she uses and reinforces these same clarification strategies.
What do I do on Union?
Oh, street, go street.
Go straight?
Go street. To Van Ness.
Van Ness. And then
And then make a left turn.
make a left turn on.
As an extension of the listening lesson, Kathy distributes a map that the students will use in a pair activity. One student gives directions while the other marks the route on the map. The students make use of the clarification strategies they've heard on the tape.
Clay and Sacramento is the...
Yes, it's next to Sacramento.
Yes.
Great.
Okay. Here is Vanessa.
During pair practice, I think we're extending the listening activity a step further. They're getting more opportunities for practicing their listening. And I think with this kind of pair work, Did you find it? giving directions and listening to the directions, the students, again, it's reinforced what they've heard on the tape. And they are actually interacting with each other, having to do that kind of live listening and responding to that kind of listening.
The 5. Lay a while on Venice.
After students finish the pair work, Kathy calls 2 of them to the front of the room, one to give the directions,
Make your
the
line,
other
yeah,
to mark
okay.
the route on the overhead.
Make a right up Sacramento.
A right.
This is left turn.
Yeah, you want a right turn.
A right up.
This way. This way is Sacramento.
Just make your arrow down here, yeah. That's okay, it won't come off. Okay. All right, now, why don't you connect your lines?
As a follow-up activity, Kathy assigns the students a task to be completed outside the classroom.
But call someone, call one of your classmates tonight on the phone and do this. Give directions for how to get from Chinatown North Beach to your house. What are you going to do? Wan Wen, what do you have to do?
I'm going to do my homework. I will call the Tracy.
You're going to call Tracy? Uh-huh. And what are you going to do? What are you going to ask her?
I asked her, where are you dressed? How can I, from the Chinatown North Beach, go to your home?
Again, this is a listening activity. And
Should I?
the objective is to provide as much reinforcement for that listening as possible. So I wanted to take what we had learned in the classroom and actually apply it to a real-life situation.